Hi everybody, welcome back. Again, my name is Angelica Renaud and I am continuing the QuickBooks Online certification to become a ProAdvisor, and we're going over section 4 today, which is managing clients and work. So the things we're going to be covering in this section are adding new clients and then managing that client list, exploring your subscription and billing dashboard, exploring the work and team tab, and then looking at various users and their permission types. So again, I'm going to demonstrate using my QuickBooks Online Accountant account for you guys. So let me go ahead and get to that. So first off, you'll see over to the left here, whenever you're in your practice, you'll see Clients, Team, ProAdvisor, Work, and Apps. So I'm in the Clients page, which is going to be the first page you usually see whenever you open up your QuickBooks. So here's an overview of all my clients. I have this area blurred for confidentiality reasons. But you can see this is just me right here. So you have the client name, their email address, their banking system set up. So whenever they have their bank enrolled into QuickBooks, the automatic transactions that come through, you'll see how many are actually unaccepted. That means ones that haven't been categorized yet. And then you can see here, review data for prepping for taxes. You can create a tax return here. This is the lead accountant here, which is me. And then you have these actions over here. So you can edit the client. So basically you can put in any of the information, phone number, address, any information that you may not have gotten the first time you entered them in, you can edit it there. And you can come to this drop down here and prep for taxes, create tax return, or you can make them inactive. So if you have a client that you no longer work with, you can make them inactive. So then we have this section here called bookkeeping. All right, so next we have this bookkeeping tab here. And this is basically going to give you an idea of what you need to do, what is actually in progress, and what has been done. So I don't typically use this because I actually have like a task management tool, but through QuickBooks, if you ever decide you want to use it. So these little clocks here that are gray means that those are items that need to be done. If they are yellow, that means they're in progress, and if they are green, that means that they are done. And each of these stand for a specific one. So I believe it's like transaction review, account reconciliation, and month-end review. I'll double check here in a minute. But then you can see here, start June review, and then all of these items that need to be done. So basically, these ones here are for clients that don't really have information in QuickBooks. But again, you have these actions over here that you can do. And then we also have this payroll page here. And this means that my client has the ability to use QuickBooks Payroll because of their account, but they actually don't have QuickBooks Payroll set up. If they did, you would see it sitting right here, and you would see the next pay date of when they're going to pay their employees, whenever their tax payments are due, which is usually every quarter, and then tax filings due, etc. So we're going to go back to this bookkeeping page here real quick, and we're going to click on start the review just so that I can show you guys what is in this area. Okay, so if you actually click this little clock here, this will pull up and this goes over those three sections here. So transaction review, account reconciliation, and final review. So you can see all these items need to be done, and you can actually click on this to view the details of what actually needs to be done. But you can see in here, it's a breakdown of all the tasks that need to happen for the end of the month bookkeeping section. So we'll click done. And now we're going to go over how to add a client. So you just go right up here to add client. So whenever you click on add client, you can either add a business or an individual. You'll have their business name, their email address, what you want their actual name to display as, their phone number, the type of subscription that they're paying for, how you want them to be billed, if you want them to go through wholesale billing or direct discount, which we had talked about last week. And then we have revenue share, which this is a new feature, and I'll click on this so that you guys can see what it is. If you enroll, you receive 30% of the amount billed to your client for the subscription's first 12 months. So you kind of get some money back on that. And then you click if they have no subscription, and then we can add a subscription later. And then you get to see and select what QuickBooks subscription they have, and then go ahead and save that. And that is pretty much how you do setting up a client. Pretty simple. So now we're looking into the Team tab. So that is right here. You will see the access that I have. I'm the primary admin. You can always edit that to where I get to different access. But yeah, I am the main one. If I can get out of this. Because I'm the only person in my actual bookkeeping business. And then we have this certifications tab here where you can see if I'm certified, and yes, I have a QuickBooks Online certification. But we can add a user here. So you'd get their first name, last name, email. And then we would move forward and then give them access to the actual books and then which clients we want to grant access to. So I'm just going to set this up. So now we get to see what type of access we want them to have. So there's full, basic, or custom. We would want, depending on what access you're wanting to grant to whichever bookkeeper or accountant, you can change that here. You can change the access here. So that's really okay. So I have this area blurred out so that you guys can't see it, but you can specify different clients that you want them to have access to. So I'm going to take all this off, but I'm going to check mark this because that's my name, and I'm going to say save. Now it says that I added a team member, and you can either get them started on training or close out. But now you can see here that there's this bookkeeper, they've been invited, it'll go straight to their email and then they can accept that invitation. And also, if I don't want them to actually be on here, let's say that they no longer work with me and I want to get rid of their account, I would just go here and select delete user, and they will not have any more access to my account. Simple as that. Alright, so now we're moving on to access to subscriptions and billing. Again, in the last video we had talked about wholesale versus direct discount billing. So I'm going to show you how to access that. You'd go to this gear icon here. You'd go to your company, subscriptions and billing, and then this page pulls up here. So it says here you receive billing for the clients listed under this tab. You can change their plan, activate products, and transfer billing to them from here. So I don't have any that are set up wholesaled with me, but that is something that I plan on changing soon. But if I click on this client billed subscriptions right here, you will see all of these active clients that I have and what subscription they have. So QuickBooks Plus, this is the amount they're paying per month. And then client actions, and I can add payroll to it, or I can either transfer the billing to me, and that is for specific ones usually. And this one says that there's permission needed to transfer them over to me, so that's probably the reason why I haven't done it in a while. And then if you click on this tab here, you can see canceled clients. So these are clients that may have started with QuickBooks and canceled their subscription, no longer needed it, what have you. So you can at least see that here, and that's this canceled clients tab. And then if you click here, you'll see billing details. And this shows all of the wholesale billed clients, which again is 0, the bill date, the total that I would have pretty much everybody billing me. And then over here is the card that wholesale amount would be billed out of. And then this is the revenue share payouts. And this goes again into that new feature that they have where you can receive 30% of the billed price. So I'll look into that later and maybe I'll do a new video on it. Alright, so we already explored the Team tab. Now we are on the Work tab, which is over here to the left-hand side. And you can see here things that are due today, things that are due next week. And so, like, for instance, I had sent this out for it to be done by May 31st, and it has been. But basically, I was emailing or messaging one of my clients to see if they could upload some invoices and statements so that way I could get everything done for the beginning of June, and then they could add their documents in here or their comments here. But I'm going to close out of this. And basically here you can see all of these transactions that are unaccepted that need to be done by July 22nd. And if needed be, I could create a project here. And I could put a different name, the type of client I want it to be for, the due date, any details, and then what type of task that I want. I could create a client request, which again is what I did here, but let me show you how to do that. So create client request, and then I get to select from my clients here. I get to put in the title, the due date, and then, like I said, hey, I need a statement uploaded, and then I can share it with that client, and they'll get notified. You can manage your templates from here of what you'd like to do. And whenever I talked about in our previous video, apps that you can use within your firm to help you with tasks, I believe those will actually integrate into this. So that is how you'd use your Work tab. And in the last video, we had looked at how to do things with the users and their permission types for our clients. And earlier I had showed you in our Team tab how you can apply certain permissions to the users within your own firm and company. So I hope that this helps you guys out a lot. Thank you again so much for watching. And if you are interested in how to grow your bookkeeping business, I would go in the description below and book yourself a call with Bryce because he has solutions that can help you grow your business. So again, thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day. Thanks. Bye.